Morning everybody, Nate Mullen, aka the Illuminator here. Listen, we're coming out to one of the jobs we just helped contractor finish, and the reason this job was super important is as you look at this roof, the house is in a lower elevation, right, than the street, which is looks unbelievable when you light up the roof. So I literally went up, knocked on the guy's door, and said, you know, I really need to light up your house. I really want to put it in one of my books. And then of course I got the contractor to help him install it, so it's kind of a win-win-win. So I want to take you through the thought process as we walk down and navigate through the yard of what our thoughts were. So we're going to walk right down into the yard. Now the house is dominant, so everything else needs to be downplayed because the house is going to draw your attention, commanding attention. So we didn't light any of this perimeter up because that would take away from the home and it's really not necessary. So none of this perimeter got lit. As you're going to see as we come into the driveway, there's a beautiful artificial rock waterfall. That of course is the easiest thing in the world to figure out that that's what we're going to light. So we anchored the beginning of the driveway here with two of our enhancer lights, 36 inches. They do a great job cascading light onto the rocks, interaction with shadows. We went ahead and put our expanders kind of washing to the left of the driveway. And then we highly focused on the right-hand side over here. And there's probably 25 lights that are strategically hidden into the rocks. So you don't see any of the lights in the daytime. All the light source is hidden at night between blending into the rocks and crevices and things like that. And then we lit up the bank probably with another 5 or 6 lights. So, you know, give or take, I don't even know, 30 some lights here. Now, as you see, as we come up, we put hanging skylers into this tree, so it caused nice moonlighting, a lot of lighting here and around. They're hidden. There's about 4 of them hiding in that tree. There's one right there. And you can see that we always use hex louvers in all of our fixtures. But when we stand right here, you're going to see that not only did we light up the roof, but we put lights under the eaves. And again, you have to sit there and stand back when you're going to decide how you're going to do the lighting. So this homeowner, as you can see, he had existing lights onto his home, which normally we probably would have had our lights exactly the same position, but because he had lights there, I don't want to highlight the lights. So we went center to that garage. We split this garage up into thirds, and then we were just balanced from here on out. And then of course, we did the same thing here, and you have to just look to see where exactly it's going to be the best placement. And we used our expander, our transporter on dome bases. You can see how they can just match the rake of the eaves, the way they articulate. They just work really, really good. And incorporated, again, consistent all the way around the house, right under the eaves, lit the whole roof up with our skyliners, which come with a brass riser. And again, look at this gorgeous, gorgeous stream bed. And again, one of our favorite types of techniques is using our enhancer 36, and we put it into a flax plant, so we just were able to sit there and just simulate what the natural sun is doing right now, shadowing the ground, incorporating light into the open area. So it was a fun job to do, and just looks spectacular at night, which obviously you're going to see it when we transform from daytime into nighttime. And now we're going to walk into the backyard. All right, we're in the backyard now, and you can see that what a magnificent patio trellis area, which of course, you know, we have to get light on. So you can see we used our wall bracket on a Sentinel with a short shroud, so it blends right in, looks good. We actually had the homeowner add that plant, add that giant bird of paradise right here. And I actually had him add these giant birds on the outside, so we lit them up, so there's a screen right there. And then of course, we lit everything up from above, as you can see, like over here, right? So now it casts light down behind it and silhouettes the plant. It looks balanced. It gives perimeter lighting right here, and looks great. And you can see then we lit up the pillars, because there's pillars all the way down. So we lit the pillars up, and you can see that we got light on each side of the pillar over there. So as we look and they sit here, you can see they got multiple different positions where they seat. So you strategically have to design the lighting from these specific areas because your view will change. Again, you can see we had them at pots right there. We put a fixture in the pot. There's some pots up over there we put lights in. We stayed away completely from anything down on this slope, and we concentrated our attention onto these. I don't even know what these trees are right over here, but I love it. I love the structure. I love how they look at night. I love how they look in the daytime. I just wish I knew what they were. So we concentrated on that group, and that group. So we have a setting of 3, and then we put quite a few lights on the rocks. So the whole visual scene looks absolutely outstanding. And then we just softly lit up that bank all the way across, and we got really lucky. Banks and slopes are difficult to do, but we were able to put lights behind that short wall over there, so we were able to get the right angles with no glare, and the fixtures were protected. So we are going to start a phase 3 coming up with, we came up with a really trick idea to get lighting on this side of his home. And we're basically use some type of a wire mold, and we're going to paint it, incorporate some lights in it. Then over here, you can see we finished the roof lighting all the way around. So the roof lighting goes 360 degrees because it's viewed from the entrance of the community. So his house stands out. He loves it. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I knocked on his door and told him I wanted to have this right in one of my books that I did, homeowner thought I was on drugs. Until, of course, we demoed the project, and then, of course, he saw it, and then we installed it. All right? Over here, then, basically, you know, steps are always an issue, right? I hate things like this, so we were going to take these down for him. But we came in here, we got lights in these pots that we added. We got a couple of our little mariners in there. So we've got great lighting all the way around. So in total, 135 lights, give or take, 137. And then we're going to come back and do phase 2, which will be the roof from the backside here. And again, that patio lighting. And then we're going to he's cleaned up this area down there in the lower 40. And you can see what a great view we'd have down there for those shrub oaks down there and for that rock setting. So that'll be phase 2, which will be coming up here pretty soon. All right, listen, I wanted to point out one last thing is, you know, we like to have different levels of layers of light and different, you know, switching options. So I'm a pretty simple guy. I want to make sure that it's easy for the homeowner. A lot of guys, hey, they want Wi-Fi, they want to put it on the phone. Well, I'm going to tell you, simplicity for the homeowner is always the key. So this is how we do it. We always just come out here. Those switches are energized when the power supplies go on. So those are switching for overhead or the dining room, switching over there for the other lights on the pillar. So they have different levels of light they can create depending on what they want to do. And we use copper all the time. It's one of my best techniques. It's really clean, and you can see it's just a professional job. It looks good. Copper up on top, copper coming down, and you know, and obviously when you do a professional job on the design side, the install side, you want to make sure details like this are perfect because that's what they're going to see. And I know that because I was an electrical contractor. We would do amazing jobs when we wired houses, but you know what the people saw? The plug plates. So if the plug plates weren't straight, you did a lousy job. Thanks for paying attention.